This is your 2020 Infiniti Q50 Signature, specifically with the ProASSIST trim. First perk, the key fob has a new shape. It's no longer that boring, dull oval. They actually have some good design to it, and sadly nothing on the back, but really cool shape overall. Right up front, the logo is illuminated, and that to me is a huge perk on the outside. Just gives it that nice, classy look, and I'll get a little closer for you to take a look at just how Infiniti did it. So just LED lights, an LED light all the way around on the outside and on the inside, so it looks really, really sharp. This trim also gives you a black grille as opposed to the traditional silver grille. You have your turn signal a little lower than I'd like to have it, but no, that's okay. LEDs for your day runners, that thin line up top, and your LED headlights as well. Overall, not much has changed since 2013, which is when this came out, but still a nice, cool design. And I look just from this angle, you can see just how the logo pops. It just looks so sharp. Taking a quick look around the side profile of the vehicle, rims are a little busy. Yes, it's a 5-spoke, but there's 3 spokes per spoke, so it's a little much, but it still looks okay. 3.0 turbo badging on the side, turn signals in the side mirrors, and I think it's really cool how Infiniti kind of swoops them up a little bit and then straight down, so it just has that nice, cool, sharp look to it. Silver trim on the door handles, and you got your chrome trim all around the side, the traditional Infiniti little bubble there. Rear quarter look, pretty good. And yes, I know it's since 2013, but you know, not a bad look. It's aging well. I'll give the Q50 that. Taking a look around the rear, a huge perk for me right off the bat is the turn signal is orange as opposed to it being red. So thank you so much for that. Nice LED tail lights. Again, this is the same stuff as the last couple of years, but it still has a cool look, and those individual lines look really sharp. Twin tailpipes, thank you for my symmetry being taken care of. Let's take a quick peek in the trunk. There we go. So it is on hydraulics, but it is not a powered trunk because there's no power close button. 300 and some odd liters. I'll put the number on the screen for you. Take a look at. All right, so let's close that up. Oh, a little loud. Oh, another quick thing here, a little quirk. Some trims have the silver S, some trims have the red S. So just nice way to differentiate it. A little small, just having a 1 letter. I'd rather have the whole Q50 be in a different color. Let's get that in focus. All right, that's gonna wrap up the outside. Let's take a look inside. Starting with the rear seats in the Q50 for 2020. Not really a big fan of the legroom just because there's not a lot. This is my ideal seating position. I have long legs, so I sit all the way back, and I like a little bit of a lean in the back part of my seat. So not the greatest, and there's that hump in the middle, so your middle passenger isn't the most comfortable, but that's okay. Passenger seat can be moved up provided you put a small passenger up front. Another small irk is that there's a lid for the cup holder back here, so I'll get down a little lower. It's on a bit of an incline this way, so taller drinks and wider drinks may not fit as good as some others. Take a look up front, and there's a bit of a closer look. Let's start with the seats because they're pretty comfortable, and I like them. The side bolsters, I always mess that up. Thigh bolsters, not too bad. Side bolsters are really, really good. I wish they were adjustable though. Would make a pretty significant difference for me, just not all the same shape or size. Little design perk here, textured with some nice design lines here, and flat black for the top. Makes it look kind of cool. Adjustable thigh extender, and it's manual. So there's that thing there, and I think you can hear it opening up. I'll take a quick look as we start up the dash. So analog dials on the outside, and you have your standard digital screen in the middle. It's an older design, but it still looks good. It's functional. I don't really have many issues with it. Steering wheel feels really good. I like how the Infiniti logo is there, and just the middle part, it kind of comes out, and you can see just the nice design of it, and you get the split down the middle for a little extra design. All right, here comes an irk. It's the heated steering wheel. Gotta go to climate, and you gotta touch it with your finger, and sometimes gloves just don't work. Give me a hard touch button anywhere, somewhere Infiniti, anywhere. Peculiar item, I'll call it a quirk. It's the heated seats, so 1 light, 1 touch, on, off, and pretty much that's it. Kind of, so I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you take a look right in the middle of your screen, I'm gonna keep pushing the button so there's auto and high and mid and low and off. Not too bad. Most vehicles have it like where you have 3 different lights for intensity here. So just a bit of an interesting design there. I will say the touch screen here is very, very nice. I know I'm not really touching much of anything. Let me get back to the home screen or the menu screen, and just it's really easy to work, and it feels very solid and very well built. There's very little lag as well. So let's go to, I know, volumes and beeps. There's that. We'll go back as well. Let's go to, I know, sound, for example. So feels good, feels very high quality. This top screen, it's an Irk. It's so archaic and outdated, and the graphics are not nearly as high res as they are down here. So just please, whenever, match the top screen with the bottom one as far as quality of graphics. Just, that's all I ask, Infiniti. Not really all I ask. It's a bit of what I ask. What it looks like for 2021 is it's exactly the same. So maybe 2022, I almost stumbled on that. Actually, I think I did. 2022 will be the year things change. You have nice hard touch buttons along the side of the bottom screen for your HVAC stuff, so you don't always have to dig into your climate. Again, I would rather have a heated steering wheel button somewhere along the outsides of these. Big perk for me, and I've said this about a lot of cars, and how they don't have their logo on the gear shifter. I looked at Infiniti did that. Looks really, really nice, really sharp. I'm going to put it in drive for a sec to illustrate a point. A little bit of storage here. Not a lot of storage here. Like, there's, I don't know, 3 fingers worth. You can't put a phone. You can't put much of anything in there. So, I don't know. And it's piano black, so that kind of just gets fingerprints all over the place if you do end up using it for whatever you want. Quick dip back here. Some Q50 models have paddle shifters. I think it's the Red Sport. This one does not, but you do have the option to put it in drive and then tap it to the left and do your up and down shifting that way. A bit of an Irk for me. I'm going to get out of the car for a second, just show you what I mean, or at least back out of the car a little bit. The gear shifter is very, very high and kind of intrusive. To me, like, it just, I don't know, when I'm putting my right hand, this is my left hand, my right hand, and I want to put the HVAC system off, I either have to go over and above and tap it, or my hand actually accidentally hits the gear shifter. So it's the little high, I don't know, everything else is so, looking from the top screens down, it's so sleek and smooth. And then you have that big gear shifter just kind of sticking up there. This has always kind of been a cool quirk for me. Instead of it just going straight across, it's kind of contoured. So up, down, and up. Let's do the drive in the 2020 Infiniti Q50. Again, this is the Signature ProASSIST model. Most Q50s get the same engine. That's a 3-liter V6, giving you 300 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. Red Sport bumps it up a little bit, same 3-liter V6, but it's tuned for 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. I hope that when they do enter the second generation for the Q50, the 400 horsepower engine is made standard, and they find a different engine or tune it even higher for the Red Sport models. Just my 2 cents on that. Now, as far as driving impressions go, it's a sedan. It's got lower center of gravity. I was going to say a lower, then I said lower, then I'm like, that sounds funny. Let's take that again and keep the funny flub in. It's got a lower center of gravity, so it handles quite well, and it's all-wheel drive, so it's great for Canadian winters, and cornering and handling are done very, very well. Not really a lot of oversteer, not really a lot of understeer, and it's a well-made vehicle, and it's a little long in the tooth because it's been around since 2013 with very minor changes. Biggest change I can think of was when they flipped from the 3.7 liter engine to a 3-liter turbo in 2016, I believe, and some people will say there's no replacement for displacement, and then others will say do more with less. That's what Infiniti did. So relatively unchanged. There's been a hybrid. There's been an L version, which stands for longer wheelbase version. But by and large, the first generation of the Q50, which is what this is, has remained relatively unchanged, and I don't mind it. Yeah, I know a lot of other luxury sedans have gone through big refreshes and launched additional generations, but Q50 is kind of becoming a classic, and it's been around since 2013, so what is that, 8 model years plus 2021, which is 9 for next year, and not really a lot of changes on the horizon. At least that's not what I've seen. Power delivery on the Q50, I forgot how much I like it. And it's not explosive power. It's not fast compared to other vehicles, but it is quick, and yes, there's a distinction there, and you won't beat anybody off the line with the Q50, but you will get solid acceleration. You'll have no issues getting onto highways. or opening up on some of the back roads. So I'm happy with it. And I've forgotten how much I'm a fan of the Q50, and I've had, I think, one every year for the past, I think, 4 years. And because I have it, I think just by chance every November, December, I go through a full year without driving it, and then I get behind the wheel and my right foot goes down, and it's like that old comfortable pair of jeans that you have. It doesn't really let you down, and you kind of fall in love with it all over again. Layout's nice and simple, nice flowing screens into your HVAC. There's a CD player in here. That's a little quirky for 2020. Gear shifter is too high. If the camera was like an inch or two lower, you could see my hand resting on it. And anyway, that's too intrusive. Not really a big fan of that. Let's go through our fuel figures. So they're on the screen right now. I've done about 400 kilometers and I'm at 10.4 liters per 100 kilometers. Not too bad. And it's pretty much stayed at 10.4 for almost my entire week. And I've gone easy on it in eco mode. I've gone hard on it in sport mode. Most of my time has been spent in the standard mode. Didn't use snow because it's not here. Well, snow is not here, but it's coming. So not too bad as far as fuel consumption goes. And a lot of it depends on weight as well, and the whole power to weight ratio. So if you get 5 people in the vehicle, then it's going to use up more gas because the engine's going to work harder to move more people. And there is your free lesson for the day for something I think all of you knew already. Let's go over what the ProASSIST trim model gets you. So it gives you the black grille, it gives you the illuminated Infiniti logo up front, it gives you the spoiler in the back, it gives you blind spot monitoring, it gives you the 360-degree camera, which is pretty cool, and it's got moving object detection as well, and a couple of other things. So I would probably spec it like this. For my daily driving needs, I don't need the Red Sport with a bigger engine, and this kind of gives me most of what I want. Noticeable absences are lane keep assist, lane departure warning. God, I hope 2022 sees the introduction of that. And the reason it gives me hope for it is because with the new Nissan Rogue for 2021, there are a ton of standard safety features, and I think Infiniti will follow that route. They're just using the Rogue as their initial launch vehicle for it, and they'll slowly roll it out. And a lot of competitors, whether it's luxury or not, are doing a massive list or a massive offering of standard safety features. So I'm really, really hopeful for that. That's going to wrap it up for the 2020 Infiniti Q50. If you got any questions on the vehicle, let me know. I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and I'll be back sooner than later with my next review.